Yoga is an activity, as like meditation. Meditation is also an activity. It is an activity, or let's say you're cooking, it is an activity. You're singing, it is an activity. Somebody is dancing, it is an activity. Similarly, yoga and meditation, all those avenues are activities. So in Buddhism, we do not talk about activities. We are concentrating on the mind. It teaches a particular way to change the way that you think. Once you understand that fundamental principle, how to change the way that you think, you can engage in any activity and to get enlightened. And you can become enlightened. Once you understand that message, even if you go and keep on cooking in your kitchen, you can get enlightened. So, if you do yoga, you can get enlightened. It is not because of the activity, because you have changed the way that you are thinking. So, yogic practice was developed in Hindu culture. The religion of Hinduism was developed by one enlightened person. If you know about him, he is Shiva. They say that he was existing 40,000 years ago. So he was an enlightened person. He introduced the yogic practice. He introduced the yogic practice along with the philosophy. How to change the way of thinking. And then while you change the way of thinking, he gave an activity. Okay, now thinking the way that I told you, do that activity. Now what has happened in today's world, they don't know the way to change the thinking, they still follow the activity. But unless you change the way that you think, none of the activities that you follow will not make you enlightened. But today, the yogic practice is there without the philosophy. As like the meditation. The meditation is there without the philosophy. And also the worshipping, the rituals in temples, in Hindu shrines, in your Catholic churches, all those rituals are there without the philosophy. It is not only being a yogic. You know all these rituals, the sermons that you preach, the prayers that you say in church, all those things are activities. All those activities were given along with the philosophy, but the philosophy is now lost. But still they follow the activity. And they think just by following an activity they can get enlightened. So there is no problem of doing yoga and understanding Buddhism, because it is another activity. You can understand the way of changing the mind, how to change the way that you think, and then engage in any activities. Now then there's a good question. How to change the way that you think, isn't it? The changing the way that you think happens like this. In our mind, we always have pictures inside. Now when you're coming to Sri Lanka, you might have definitely had a picture about how your tour should be, based on the catalog that you followed, the brochures that you followed, and the recommendations by your guides or from your agency. You might have had a picture about the tour, how it is going to be, isn't it? Did you come with a picture or not? Some sort of a picture. Who created that picture? It was created by your mind. It is not only for your Sri Lankan tour. Whatever you do in your life, your mind will create a picture beforehand. Just plan about your return back to the hotel. The mind will create a picture about it. And let's say that you are looking for a partner. You have a picture how your partner should be, isn't it? Would you just fall in love with anyone under the sun? Did you do that? No. You always had a picture inside how my fiancé or fiancée should be. And if somebody matches to that, you might have fallen in love with that person. And always you might have had a picture how your children should be in future, whom they should be, and how they should behave. You have your own pictures about everyone, and you already have a picture about me as well. How should I behave? You might have heard about Buddhist monks. You might have a particular picture in your mind that a Buddhist monk should behave like this. He should wear like this. He should have a shaven head. Those are the pictures that we have about everyone. So that is the reality of the mind. Your mind always creates pictures. We term those pictures in one word as expectations. Those are our expectations about life, our expectations about people, our expectations about incidents. You always have one picture. You don't have two pictures, just one picture. But when it comes to the material world outside, it's always, there is a duality. Now let's say you're here with an expectation to learn about meditation, right? Let's say you're here to learn about meditation. That is your expectation. But now you're having this discussion. In this materialistic world, your expectation may subject to two things. Either your expectation might come true, either I might preach some nonsense, as like that I'm doing right now. Without teaching you meditation, I'm talking nonsense. Right? Can you see, you always have one dream, but when it comes into practice, there is a duality. You expect your daughter or your son to be like this, but in reality, he can either be your wish or either somebody that you did not wish. Isn't it correct?